All right, you guys, this is Crystal with Grace and Gossip, and this is just a little teaser. I'm going to get into all of this on Monday, but I just had to come in and tell you guys we know if you've been under a rock and you have not heard, Karen Huger, aka the Grand Dame, has been sentenced to 2 years in prison for her latest DUI after having four. This is her fourth DUI. The courts were like, no, ma'am, you're going to have to pay for this one. And so she had a 2 year sentence, and 1 year of it has been suspended. And so she's going to spend a year in jail. Now, this is shocking. I knew that there was going to be consequences and repercussions. And we know that Giselle and Robin were talking on their Reasonably Shady podcast, and they mentioned Robin actually said that she thought Karen was going to have to do some jail time. I thought Robin might have been doing a little shade because we know the Green Eyed Bandits are shady. But it turns out Robin was right because they know how bad Karen has been struggling with this addiction. It's been talked about, hinted at. There's been subtexts about it, subtweets about it. But now the world knows, and the Grand Dame will be going to prison for at least a year. It's interesting. I've been saying this entire time, there's nothing grand about this Dom. There's nothing grand about this Dom. And I think it's unfortunate because I think people give Karen grace because of her age. Let's just say it. Can we just call a spade a spade? We give her grace because of her age. But actually, it should be the opposite. You should get the least amount of grace the older you are because you should know better and you should be smarter and you should have more wisdom and all of those things. But unfortunately, that's not been the case. And because Karen has been considered privileged, or at least in a privileged position, she has been able to get away with not getting help, and actually really feels no sense. For a long time, she did not feel any sense of remorse. If you watch that video of her, I'm not going to replay that. But it was out everywhere when the video first came out of her arrest. She was like, "You can't do anything to me. I'm the Grand Dame." Like, you all out there, you Real Housewives of Potomac fans, have really gassed Karen's head up with this Grand Dame of Potomac and made her think that she's untouchable and she was bigger than life. This Surrey County ambassador has really taken this title to her head, and it is a little bit at this point it's bordering on delusion and mental health issues. I'm glad that she's going to get help. We know that she checked herself into rehab in an attempt to alleviate her sentence, but I'm really glad that the judge did not fall for that. And he still gave her a sentence, because if you can pull the celebrity card, right, every time and say, "Oh, I'm going to check myself into rehab. I'm going to do all this stuff right before sentencing." I mean, it's paper thin. It's paper thin. We can see through that. Again, I want to let people know there's nothing grand about that Dom. I'm not a Karen hater. I want her to get herself together, but you can't be out here just living a lie and expecting people to digest it and not taking any consequences for your actions, and certainly not during the sixth decade. Okay, not during the sixth decade. We're gonna do those little things, those mistakes that we make. We can do those in the earlier decades, but by the sixth decade, girl, we got to have some things pulled together. Okay. I don't know what this means for Ray, but I do know that whoever this gentleman is that she has been seen with, and that has been allegedly her little, romance on the side, he needs to maybe he'll put some money on the books. Maybe he'll be making sure that she's okay, because this is probably all just a bit much for Ray. Okay. Ray has not been appreciated over the years. Karen has played in Ray's face, and now I think Ray has some time to himself to get himself together, and maybe he deserves something different than Karen. I just think that Ray is in his twilight years, his sunset years, and I think he deserves to be loved. I mean, we're being funny, but he does. He deserves to be loved. I don't think Karen appreciates him until times get rough and things go badly. I do think that Karen is going to return to Real Housewives of Potomac. It obviously won't be in season 10 because she'll be doing some jail time. But season 11, I think she'll be back. Season 10, I think Giselle has it. I think Giselle has it. I believe in Giselle Bryant. I believe that she has it down. I believe she is the first lady of Potomac as opposed to the Grande Dame. I think there's no such thing as Grande Dame. I actually think that when Giselle said that, she was being funny and it just took, and Karen held on to it and it became her thing. But yes, in the sixth decade, we will do better. So we're wishing Karen lots of health, love, good energy, and all that stuff. She has a lot of time to get herself together. I'm not sure what she's going to do about the wigs. She may want to consider locks like I did, because I don't know about the wigs in the prison. But especially with the slide and you know, just it's going to be rough. So she may want to consider something else. But this is Crystal signing off, just letting you guys know that there is no such thing as the Grande Dame. That has come to an end. We're in a new era. The new era is First Lady of Potomac, who is Giselle Bryant. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I'll see you guys here on YouTube on Monday at 8 p.m. for Grace and Gossip.